Welcome back, everyone, to part 3 of my room tour, Young at Heart number 79C, I believe. I was sharing with you my bookcase and all the wonderful family photos given to me over the years, and now we have my the door to my bathroom, and my coat's hanging on the door. We're not going into my bathroom. So a very quick turn around, and you can see behind me is my electric piano, a gift from my dear sister Jean and Charles, my brother-in-law. And you can see what I'm working on now. I originally received this because I was working on a musical, and so I was working with my friends Kara and Ted Latham on it, on The Wild Man's Journey. We never finished it, but I'm starting writing an actual drama, a play about it without the music at this time. But I'm getting back to my piano lessons, which I've neglected for a long time. But what else do we do in a pandemic? You can see right beyond my piano, there's my front door again, where we've looked at my Into the Woods apron memento. And now you can see the bed and my back headboard wall. The cow. Why do I have a cow? This is from Into the Woods. This was a cow we used. Part of the adventure of Into the Woods was to find a cow as white as milk. We couldn't, so I presented to the witch a cow that we covered in talcum powder to make it seem white. It doesn't work, but the cow remains with me. We had many children in our production, and one asked if she could have it, but it didn't seem right because all the other children would have liked one. So I ended up with the cow. This bedspread is new. Isn't that nice? I just got it. My original bedspread was denim to match those curtains. And I got it in 2002, and it finally ripped to shreds from washing, dry cleaning, etc. So isn't this nice? And then we'll look at what accounts for my headboard, which I don't really have. And each of these animals have some significance as well. The three bears and Mickey are from my sister Muriel, who died in 2007. So these are my mementos of her. She's now in heaven for the grace of God. And then Tweety Bird is a gift from my Aunt Pat. And the bunny I bought because I just was impressed with it. And so too with the little polar bear on a tour of Central Park Zoo. Up on the pillows are, again, some very important mementos for me. When I was going through a very difficult time, two friends were very significant. A woman friend of mine who's a very strong and wonderful, inspiring woman who likes to run with wolves. So there it is. And this one, Snoopy, a male friend of mine who was very comforting to me during a different time. He was like a puppy dog. So there's the puppy dog, and then Winnie the Pooh is another gift from my sister Muriel in 2007. Nicholas Markel, whom I've already mentioned, gifted me with this icon of Isaac Hecker, the founder of the Paulist Fathers. We go further up. I had shown you a picture of Misha, my godson, and his mom, Kathy, gave me this icon of mother and child, the Virgin and Jesus. This icon of Our Lady of Shostakova. This is the original gold version. And then this one is how it looks today, the Black Madonna. It's the same icon, but how it looked before and after. Many miraculous stories about Our Lady of Shostakova. And these came from the Samson family, dear friends, from Los Angeles, mother of whom Nancy dear Nancy has now also gone to the Angels of Suffering from having suffered from cancer. This I bought from the Paulist Welcome Center here at St. Paul the Apostle, run by Kathy Zernhelt, and she was featuring this beautiful the San Damiano cross, the one that inspired St. Francis. And of course, there are many replicas, this being one that I particularly liked, and a Virgin with Child there. I think that was also from the Paulist bookstore. Okay. So there you have this. Look, here's all my friends. They get taken off the bed when it's time for me to sleep, and then they go back out in the morning. It's a little ritual before I get back to my piano lessons. And then beneath is the two bins filled with all my music that I use for my singing, learning songs, and such. And then this I also bought from the Paulist Fathers, St. Paul the Apostle. It's this beautiful book, The Painted Word, on Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel. And I'm doing a little advertisement for Paulist Press, which had a arrangement with the Vatican Library art books, so you can consider that for yourselves as well. All right, we turn around. There we go. And now we have more family photos. This is a family group picture. That's my mom and dad, my two sisters, Muriel, the one who's now in heaven, my dear sister Jeannie on the left, who's very much with us, and my brother Edward. It was a family portrait day. Of course, I was in Los Angeles at the time, so I'm not in that family portrait. And then I keep my sister Muriel and her husband Donald, or Vincent's parents. That's on their honeymoon. My sister suffered from many different issues and addictions, but this was a happy time for her, so I'm happy to have that memento. And this is one of my favorite biblical passages, Jesus washing the feet of St. Peter, reminding us of Jesus's deep and intimate care for us. And it's also a great inspiration for me when I'm feeling weary or discouraged. And Jesus washes my feet as he washes the feet of all of us. If we pull back, more CDs, oh my goodness, and some more icons. This was a gift. Here's some things on Isaac Hecker, our founder, a book. This little apple, keep me as the apple of your eye, hide me in the shadow of your wings, from Psalm 17. A woman from one of my missions, that she does this knitting, and he's apple of the eye, and so that was a gift from her. This is one of my favorite crucifixes, and I purchased this. It's olive wood from Bethlehem, one of the Palestinian Christian shops in Bethlehem during my many chaplain role on pilgrimages to Israel. And then beyond that is a Last Supper, reminding us of our connection to Latin America, such a troubled part of the world, Central and South America. So that keeps me mindful to keep them in prayer. And then another beautiful icon of Jesus Pantocrator, a gift from our music director at the time when I was in Los Angeles, Mr. Frank Brownstead, very, very gifted musician, and this was his going away present to me. And then we move now to the back wall. And well, let me see, for a moment I have to remove Jesus. There is my sister Jeannie, husband Charles, and Dallas is a very little guy there. And then I have another Latin American cross. If we pulled back, it's almost a bit embarrassing. Here's more of my CDs. It's another whole rack of CDs. There's more operas there. This top shelf is all my folk pop. Everything on this column is Paul Simon of Simon and Garfunkel fame, Bruce Springsteen, And then there's some books behind it as well. Also on the shelf is this beautiful wood carving, also from Bethlehem, another year when we went to Israel. And I invested in this Our Lady, Queen of the Angels. Isn't that beautiful? I really debated whether or not to purchase it. It was a little pricey for me. But then I thought, yeah, it helped the Palestinian Christians very much. And I thought, okay. So I charged it and paid it off over the length of time. I see I'm already at the 10-minute thing, so I'm going to pull back. There are more wonderful people to introduce you to, and this is my main bureau, so I'll just pull back, and we're going to end on this. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm doing this really to help us all share a little more intimacy with one another. Time to be bold. So we'll stop here, and we'll see you again in a little bit. Bye.